All right, what's up, guys? We're going to wait a couple minutes. I scheduled this for about 7:10, so we're going to give a few minutes for folks to get in before we get started. Let me know if you can hear me, and if there's any trouble with the audio, just use the chat. I'm just looking over a few things here. I'm playing Millennium Dawn. I'm going to be playing as the United Kingdom. Joker, what is up? Can you hear me okay? Any trouble with the audio? No, we had a little trouble last time at the start of the last live stream. I'm just looking over some things, kind of getting my initial setup going for this. Haven't played Millennium Dawn for some time, and I've never played as the British. I think we'll start stocking up some oil here. So Millennium Dawn's a really fun one to play. I always enjoy it. It seems to be pretty popular. It's you have two choices on the base game. You can start in 2000 or 2017. Joker, I did, yes. So I've decided to start in 2000 because it gives you a little more freedom as far as the direction that you go with the game itself. Not a lot of options as far as what we're going to trade for here. I think we'll trade with the Russians to get our light metals. Need a little bit of technology metals, but I'm not too worried about that right now. The main thing here is my plan, if you saw the thumbnail for this, is my plan is to reestablish kind of the strength of the monarchy with the British or with the United Kingdom. So we're going to go down that path as far as the national focus goes. A new path, and then you can go here to the right, and you can empower the throne, and then you've got benevolent monarchy, or you can go imperialism, which is really the way I probably intend to go, because there we have restore the British Empire, or we have the realm of Britain. So we'll decide those things when we get that far. Give him the cold steel, Jonesy. Yes. Joker, I don't think that's going to happen. At least I certainly hope that doesn't happen. Although I do find it, without getting into politics, I do find it interesting the number of people that think that Trump wants to go to war with Iran, because I thought he was supposed to be this stooge of the Russians, and Russia's an ally of Iran. So I don't know. Long live the Queen. That's right. So that's where we're going to start when we get going with this. Is the future of Britain will be the first national focus. We do have some free military factories. I think we'll probably, I guess I got to decide what kind of units I'm going to go with first. Air assault seems to make a lot of sense. Fix the Navy. Yeah. I'm starting with submarines, and then I'll see where I go from there. I don't know exactly what direction I'll go first as far as expansion goes, because anybody who's close to me obviously is going to tick off a lot of people that I probably can't contend with right now. So I'm going to have to build up my alliances. Maybe Ireland becomes the easy target. We just kind of restore rule over all of Ireland. Joker, I haven't heard that, and I haven't seen any issues with my channel or with my daughter's channel so far. But if any of you guys see anything like that, certainly let me know. Occupy the Dutch, yes. Um, so I think we'll probably start with armored infantry brigades. We'll get a few of those going. I don't have a lot in the way of manpower, so we're certainly going to have to make some changes to improve that. We've got free military factories, and let's see. I don't know exactly what we need for these armored, or for these divisions. Let's go ahead and take a look. So it looks like we need a couple of, quite a few different things, actually. So that's going to get interesting. It'll tell us what we need. Yes, my daughter has a channel that's much more popular than mine, actually. She has nearly 70,000 subscribers, and she started hers in April. When in doubt, invade India. Yes, I think that is an option in the national focus tree. So, where's everybody watching from tonight? Let me know in the chat where you are in the world. And we're gonna go ahead and kick this off here. We're hitting at about 7:10, which is the time I scheduled for it. We've got outdated equipment in production. Oh, we can get the F-35C Lightnings going. Yes, she has 70,000 subscribers. She adds about 500 to 600 a day. And that's when she only makes videos maybe once a week. If she was making videos every day, she could drop out of school and probably be a millionaire by the time she's 18. All right, so Britain flag change. What could we change it to? I don't think any reason to do that just yet. We've got some UK watchers. Very cool. North Carolina. Nice. Boise, Idaho. I was just in Idaho a couple of months ago. My first time. I actually flew into Spokane, Washington, so I kind of traveled across the border into Coeur d'Alene, Idaho. Beautiful state. Nothing like Lee Enfield's outdated equipment. Yeah. So let's get back to what we were doing there as far as all C-17 Globemasters are outdated. So let's get those. I don't really see anything. I don't really need those right now, actually. Those are just the things that were already kind of queued up. Same with the 1965 helicopters. Yeah, Jeremy, she's hilarious. She's very entertaining. She's a lot more entertaining than I am. Cologne, Germany, very cool. Let's see, what time of day is it over there? It's got to be late. So guten Nacht, I guess would be good night, huh? I'm working on my German. I do a little bit each day on Duolingo. My daughter does as well. So once we get started, then it'll tell me exactly what I don't have in production. We've got to start assigning our divisions into armies here. I'll type it in, Joker. It's easier than saying it. That's my daughter's channel. 1 a.m. in Germany, yeah. We'll just get all the divisions into one army at the moment because we don't have that many. Not a very big army. Who's our commander going to be? Lieutenant General Bob Bruce. All right, that's our guy. And we're going to go ahead and just for now, we'll put them all over here in Northern Ireland. They're going to get transported over there fairly soon. Millennium Dawn is notoriously a really buggy mod, and you'll notice it gets pretty choppy as far as the graphics and such go. And the longer the game goes, the slower it gets. Yes, Joker. She does a lot of Roblox. Flamingos, what is up? I don't remember that skit, Louis. That's I'll have to check that one out. We still got some unassigned division. Oh, we've got a couple divisions over in Germany. Okay, well, let's bring them home. Oh, we can only command 15 in our army. Okay. So we're going to put these two in a separate army then. Where did our general go? There we go. Rob McGowan gets to command the two that are in Germany. Can I use members of the royal family as field marshals? It doesn't appear that's the case. I wonder if there's any possibility that changes when I take the monarchy back to power, but I don't know if they've built that much into the game or not. But no, I don't see any members of the royal family. A couple of sirs, but that's about it. Yeah, Phil, you're right. It runs super slow later in the game. And inevitably there end up being some kind of quirky things that happen with the map and such. We're going to get a couple more things taken care of here, and then we'll kind of let this play out for a while. I've got to see what I don't have in production. All right, here we go. We need infantry fighting vehicles. Right there's that. We need man pads. That just does not sound right at all. I know what they are, but it just doesn't sound right. Small arms. Right now we have small arms 1995. We've got to definitely get that upgraded. And we're going to need a lot of those. Engineer tank and utility vehicle. There's the engineer tank, also 1995 technology. Hey, I graduated from high school that year, so that's not too bad. And what was the last one? Utility vehicle. Here we go, 2005. So that gets us all of our available military factories being used. We still have some outdated equipment in production, but it's a couple of it's a plane and then a ship, a troop carrier that we're going to go ahead and let kind of finish being built before we worry about changing over to a different one. All right, now we need some trading of resources. This is going to gobble up most of what we have available to us as far as factories go. Oh, what is this? Non-aggression pact from Bill Clinton and Tony Blair get along quite well, so that makes total sense. Oh, we do need to get some research slots going here. All right, so we're in 2000 right now, so anything we can upgrade from 2000 technology is certainly going to be a plus. And we also have a lot of doctrine available, so I'm going to go with air doctrine for sure. Let's look at our land doctrine. Looks like a lot of those are already completed. 21st century reevaluation seems like a good way to go. Let's look at... See, we're basically all military at this point. They don't have a lot... Millennium Dawn doesn't have a lot of the kind of the research for construction and things of that nature. Fire control. We got here anti-tank, anti-air. What about infantry? Yeah, let's... well, we've got a long way before we can do that. Bomber aircraft. Wow, our bomber aircraft are really out of date. Close air support. Maybe that's what we'll do. Allied Germany and divide Europe with them. That's actually not a bad idea. We're going to have to see kind of how this all plays out. And we do have a couple of decisions that are available. Changing the flag doesn't seem to make a lot of sense right now. Falkland policy. If we're at peace with Argentina, I don't know what the Falklands policy does exactly. We're going to click on it and see, though. All right, here we go. Falkland Islands have been a point of contention between the UK and the Republic of Argentina for decades, with Argentina formally laying claim to the island archipelago as well as neighboring South Georgia in 1833. Over our dead bodies, old chap. Now where's my tea? We should turn over the islands to Argentina. It's going to hurt my stability and war support. And it seems like the Falklands would be a good thing to hang on to. Oh, Chechnya was annexed by the Russians. In case I decide to launch any attacks in South America, it's a nice little base to have. So yeah, we're definitely going to hang on to that. All right, so we're moving along nicely here. We got. I'm not going to worry about my planes right now. More decisions available. Combat foreign influence. I'm not too worried about that right now. Operation Freedom's Sentinel. That's Afghanistan. That's not going to be a thing for a little while. We're going to have to wait until 9/11 happens, which is a bit far off yet. Now, Millennium Dawn, since I had played it in the past, they have added this national debt option here, and you can actually pay off the debt by right-clicking, and that'll actually take money out of your available money in the treasury to kind of pay down the debt. So you've got these options that you can do things like change the growth, the corruption, bankers, military-industrial complex, government expenditures. Right now we have small military spending, which we're obviously going to need to increase, and we've got the political power to do that. So we're going to go up to medium military spending, which is going to start to change the landscape of our nation a little bit. It's going to change the recruitable population factor. It's going to change military industry output, naval yard output, construction speed, the amount of money that's being spent on those things. So those are the kinds of things that you have to do early on to start making the changes that you want to see. We have basic universal health care, welfare state, and then of course we've got policies here, volunteer service. Eventually we're going to need to want to switch to a partial draft, but that's going to take 435 points to do that. So we're going to be a little while, but you can see even with the military spending change, we're starting to see a manpower increase, and that should help with the small number of divisions that I'm currently building. We'll trade with Australia for some steel. Peacefully occupying Iran, so I have enough oil for my fleet. There's the assassination of Ahmed Shah Massoud. That was one of the events that led up to 9/11. Just tell the rest of the world Iran has WMDs. Oh my gosh. So I think what I might do here is we're going to change some of the resolution a little bit. It doesn't make it makes it not look as pretty, but it's going to run a lot faster, especially as the game goes on. Looks like our treasury amount's going down. I don't mind running myself up into some debt for a while to build up my military. Yeah. It's just kind of the reality right now. There's our first national focus, the future of Britain. Now we go a new path. And this is where we're going to start changing the direction of our nation in significant ways. I'm just looking to see if there are other options that I have. We could make changes to healthcare to help pay for our military. What's it cost right now for basic universal health care? It's actually not, we're not spending that much on it, so I guess we'll be nice to the people for now. All right, we're into April. Yeah, Joker, you'd probably have a hard time running Millennium Dawn. Millennium Dawn is just such a resource chewing mod. I guess we're going to have to trade for some technology metals as well. Let's see where we're at now on everything. We need a lot of small arms. Actually, we're upgrading our small arms right now. We do have some government. We're actually gaining 500 or 5 political power a day. So that's quite a bit. So that allows us to make some additional changes. So regional interventionism right now is our kind of policy, which means that we don't need quite as much. We can get global interventionism eventually, which is going to allow us to declare war a lot easier than it is right now. Let's see. We could change this and get an additional political power gain, which would actually be very helpful. Large civil service administration. That's also going to cost money, but that's okay. Lots of decisions available now. Tony Blair retire as leader. We could get a new Labor Party leader. That's really not necessary at the moment until we make some additional changes to things. We could leave NATO. It doesn't look like that's an option right now. So really, we're just going to kind of hang on. We're not going to do anything. Nothing major happening. The world's going to change a lot in the near future. I wonder if we could we can't justify war goals until it's at 35%. So we need the world tension to start ratcheting up before we'll be able to do some of those things. Yeah, it's okay if I'm out of money. I'm going to run up debt for a while. I mean, that's what the United States does. Why can't I, right? Totally fine with running out of money. We'll run that debt up because we're going to make up for it when we start conquering other nations. Let's see where we're at on. We could start deploying some of these divisions. We'll go ahead and add a fourth one. We're going to start building up this military. But we're going to have to do some things with national focuses in order to be able to get the necessary steps to be able to start conquering other nations. All right, so we can go to the right. You can see the change in popularity that happens there. Let's look at foreign affairs for a minute, though. So vitalize Westminster. There we go. That gains some political power, change in popularity of Western and emerging. There's economic stimulus that we can do. There's political reform here. And this is where we can probably make some changes. We can create an Anglo-Saxon alliance. There's where we can join with Germany and split everything. So maybe that's what we'll do. Create an Anglo-Saxon alliance. I like it. Do the Civil War mod. I've done that one a few times. I have not watched Sabaton, no. So we're almost into June of 2000. You can see the national debt starting to climb. Not a big deal. I'm really not worried about that. We'll run that up a couple $1 trillion. I think it probably will have an effect on stability if I do that. But stability seems okay at the moment. What I really want more than anything is something to happen that's going to drive up the world tension so I can actually do some things. Right now we're kind of stuck with what we're able to do. I hate looking at the map not looking pretty, though. I feel like maybe I'll at least do that. It seems like it's running about the same either way at the moment. Joker, I haven't had a chance to check it out yet. I did see your recommendation. I feel like Ireland will be pretty easy to take, but the issue will be they'll be probably sabotaging things like crazy afterward. Let's go ahead and just line up our armies on the border just because it looks fun that way, even if we're not doing anything. Yeah, Army Chow Mein, I think you're right about the world tension. Seems like that would be a logical time for it to go up. We need ATGMs and recon tanks. Vladimir Putin reelected. No surprise there. Here we are 20 years later. That's still the case. What was the other thing we needed? AGTMs. Like Canadians, but in Europe. Flamingo's Rule, I am very much looking forward to 1917. It sounds like it's gotten incredible reviews. I saw it won the Golden Globe for Best Picture last night. Got Best Director. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that. I think that's actually already in limited release here in the States. I don't think it's out in the UK yet. Take back the American colonies. Oh, Kyle, how much I would like to do that. I actually have a T-shirt I got for Christmas that's a half American flag and half British flag because I have kind of divided loyalties. Most of my ancestry runs through Germany and England. And I find myself more and more thinking like a Brit and less like an American all the time. Oh yeah, Harry Turtledove stuff's really good. All right, we're about to vitalize Westminster. Excellent. Now we go political reform. We're going down this route. We want British alliance. I'm kind of torn between the two different things. Hey, there's Brexit right there. Careful cooperation. So here's a lot of things as well. I'm looking for somewhere where I can do something to. Oh, there's nationalism over there. Something where I can start conquering places without having to do too much. All right, we're going to go to the right. Sorry, Tony Blair. I know that doesn't really fit with your ideology, sir. There's a Roblox mod in Hearts of Iron 4. I did not know that was a thing. Yeah, Turtle Dove's got some good stuff. So let's see what's happening over in the United States. They've got an election coming up here. We'll see if they go with Bush or Gore. Of course, the United States wasn't even sure which one they wanted to go with in that election. Looks like Bill Clinton's creating jobs on the East Coast right now. All right, investment offer from Japan. They want to construct one civilian industry in Wales. Sure, please do. Japanese factories in Wales. Oh, yes. A lot of my wife's family tree comes through Wales. Her maiden name was Watkins, which is Welsh. Her great great grandfather, the immigrant who came to America, his name was Watkin Watkins, which is kind of amazing, but that's how Welsh names work. Most of my family came from the West Midlands, right in this area here, Birmingham, and a little place called Tipton, which is right outside of Birmingham. My father's side came from right outside Nottingham. In fact, they came from the town that supposedly is the hometown of Robin Hood. Right there, they have the Robin Hood Airport in the town. It's called Edwinstowe, is the name of the town that my paternal line came from. Did Monica get a job? Monica had a job. I don't know that she got paid for it, but all right. What else can we do here? We're already kind of maxed out on the GDP capita here. Oh no, there are other places we can go with that. Let's see if we can change our corruption. Doesn't look like we can at the moment. Stable growth. How about fast growth? Let's grow the economy. Obviously, you see the hit that you initially take to the treasury, but we'll see what that does long term. Vatkin, yes. All right, we're into August. We're about a year from 9/11. More importantly, we are about a month from going to the right, and you can see there it's going to give some changes in popularity. Then we're going to go with Empower the Throne. That's going to change nationalists by 20%. Benevolent monarchy or nationalism are both possible under that system. Restore the Cape Colony. We have Restore the Raj. We get a puppet focus war against India. I don't know if little UK could take on the billion people of India. We could have a revolt in Quebec. That's interesting. Oh, that requires subjugate Ireland right here. There we go. That's what we want, is subjugate Ireland. $1 trillion in debt. Oh, it's there. Yeah, baby. Foreigners are being silly. British stuff is the best. Lower demand for British goods abroad. Well, silly foreigners. British stuff is the best. Yeah, we're running up this debt. Matthew, my family name, my last name is actually English, but my ancestors were not English. I mentioned my paternal line comes from England, but that name was Snowden, but that's not my last name. I have my mother's maiden name, and it's an English name, but my ancestors were German. It got changed, just like a lot of names got anglicized when people came to America. Should you make a pizza, Joker? Yes, definitely. What kind of pizza do you have to make? I prefer DiGiorno myself. I think it's the best you can make at home, but that's just me. There's a revolt in Quebec every day. Slovenian elections. So a lot of little minor things happening, nothing of any real significance at the moment. There's no time limit to pizza. That's right. You could also, if you have a Taco Bell nearby, they're always open. All right, let's take a look at our military spending, our conscription, our education focus. There we go. To the right. Britain moves right. Immigration laws are getting stricter. Social liberalization turned back and traditionalism revitalized. There can be little doubt that Britain politically moves toward the right. For the nation. Okay, here we go. We're going to keep this going now. Now we're going to empower the throne. That is the goal here. We are restoring power to the monarchy. There are no tacos in Germany. Yeah, I didn't know. I figured Germany had everything that we have here. I wasn't sure. Is it a bad time for coffee at 7:30? No, I drink a lot of Pepsi this late at night. Although I'm drinking grape juice right now. I'm trying to be a little healthier. It's it's only 7:30 in the evening here. I'm usually up to 11 or so. My wife and daughter are watching American Horror Story, and I think both of my boys are playing video games at the moment. My son's probably playing Rainbow Six, my older one, and my younger one's probably playing Roblox. Investment offer from the United States, $8 billion. If we contribute 25% of the construction sum, they're going to put infrastructure in the Falkland Islands. Okay, sure, cool, why not? So all we have to do here is click on these, and I guess we get those things. What do we got here? Is this a non-aggression pact from that Poland? That's not Poland. Yeah, it is Poland. Okay. You're a Russian adopted by a German married to a Swede. That is awesome. Norway wants to invest. Everybody bring on your investments. Yes, please. Invest in the new monarchy that is coming this way. So, my ancestors who most recently came to America came from Birmingham. Then they went up to Glasgow and worked in steel mills there for a while. And then from Glasgow came to America. They also ran a pub, one in Tipton outside of Birmingham, and also one in Glasgow. The one in Glasgow is still there. And I'm hoping if I ever get the chance, if I ever save enough money to be able to take a trip to England and to the UK, I want to visit that pub in Glasgow. 137 in Bosnia. Well, I'm glad you joined us, even though it's late. I'm going to try to do these at different times. I think the next one I do will probably be more in the early afternoon here in the States, so it'll be a little more, little easier for the folks in Europe to watch. Bill Clinton reelected. That's not even possible. They must have changed things. They obviously changed the Constitution because Bill Clinton couldn't be elected to a third term. That certainly changes things around a little bit. So let's go ahead and get some more of these divisions into the field. And I think, just so we can get those other troops here, I guess we can't build a front line in Germany with those troops that are stationed there. Yeah, that makes sense. 11:30, 7 a.m. in Australia. Yes, no. How are things where you are? We're hearing a lot about the fires there in Australia. I know Australia is a really big country. So even though there are a lot of fires, I know that doesn't necessarily mean that you're near any of them. What else? We need to produce a couple of things here. Main battle tanks. Okay, yeah, let's get those going. Here we go. Challenger 2s. Okay. So the only Taco Bell is the one that's on, was it at Ramstein Air Force Base? Yeah, it makes sense. Empower the throne. There we go. Okay, so now comes our first big decision in this tree. Benevolent monarchy gives a 10% bonus to nationalists, and then opens up some particular things. We've got imperialism here, and then we've got nationalism there. But that actually requires empower the government, which we can't choose. So imperialism it is. Only half the country's still burning at the moment. Crispy koala. Oh, that is not okay. There actually have been, from what I read, a lot of animals who have died in those fires in Australia. So yeah, early on, obviously there's not a lot happening, but that's all going to change. 9/11 will get the ball rolling. We'll get some decisions here soon, and once we do things like invade Ireland, that's going to start ramping up uh, the world tension. And once world tension gets up high enough, then we can start declaring war, start invading countries. And I think we'll probably, we still only have 108,000 in manpower. I've got a ton of government points available to me, though, political power. So let's go ahead and get some defense companies. Volunteer service for women, mandatory service for women. No, can't do that. How about a partial draft? Are we able to do that? Yes, partial draft. All right, let's start seeing that manpower go up now. Yes, this is Millennium Dawn, the modern day mod. Spanish election, 20. There's our first technologies finally researched. All the technology is much less of a focus on Millennium Dawn than it is on most of the other Hearts of Iron games mods, just because of the nature of the time period. Let's take a look here. We're still so far behind on some of these things. We can upgrade this one here. Am I going to make buddies with Ireland? No, I am going to conquer Ireland just as soon as I possibly can. And that'll happen once we get imperialism. We can go down Realm of Britain, and then we can get subjugate Ireland, which is going to give me an annex war goal against Ireland. So then I should be able to declare war on them and very quickly gobble them up once that happens. I guess we should start looking at the air power. We don't have a lot of it here at the moment. Every month, I guess I should change how often we're getting our auto saves, just so it doesn't slow things down so much. There we go. No more Irish Spring. Yeah, use paratroopers on Ireland. Not going to be necessary, only because I've already got an army in Northern Ireland. They'll just be able to march right across the border, and it won't take very long at all for them to take them out. No point in using paratroopers on that. All right, where was I? Oh yeah, we're working on our air power. What do we have as far as this goes? We've got Apache helicopters. And we'll attach those to that army. We'll probably have to build up some more of those. I don't have a lot right now. Maybe we can get, what was it, Prince William and Prince Harry? Didn't they fly Apaches? I know Harry did. Although in 2001, they wouldn't have been old enough yet. There's imperialism. Realm of Britain. Going to get another change in popularity of the nationalists. While we don't need a king to guide us, a great kingdom would be nice. The British realm, tribute to the British greatness, shall extend our reach significantly. All right. Ireland is a poison chalice, especially after the IRA found out they could paralyze Britain's financial districts with a truck bomb. Yes, no, that's right. That's kind of what I was thinking. I wonder if by taking the rest of Ireland, I wonder if we'll see a lot of infrastructure being attacked, things like that. I would expect that to be the case, but I don't know how that works in Millennium Dawn, so we'll see. What else can we do with our air power? Let's see here. We've got, oh, there's the F-35Cs. We'll attach them as well. Oh, I guess we can't. Just give them a job, I guess. What can we get? Oh, those are. Oh, they can be stationed on a carrier. It doesn't mean they have to be. Air superiority, close air support. I think is probably the way to go there with those. All right, we're into late March 2001. Oh, we'll get to India. Don't worry, Louis. We'll get there. Just we're not quite to that place yet. India's time will come. They've got a billion people there, so I'm just not sure that's who I want to take on yet. At least till we get our manpower built up and our army a little bigger. So we've got about 30 days on Realms of Britain and then another 70 days. So right about the time 9/11 hits is when we're going to be able to invade Ireland. Unfortunately, Millennium Dawn's a lot of hurry up and wait early on. You're just kind of waiting for things to happen so that you can do them. And what I'll do is, yes, Gorg, yes, this is Millennium Dawn, which is a modern day mod for Hearts of Iron 4. It just runs really slow, so it has been out for a while. I've actually done several series on my channel. If you check it out on the channel, I did one as Germany. I basically conquered the world as Germany. I did one as the United States until it kind of glitched out after several episodes. When I decide to attack Canada, tell you beforehand so you can get out of the way. Okay. I think we saw something you could do that started a revolt in Quebec. So Angela Merkel wins in big upset. Silvio Berlusconi forms new government in Italy. Bulgarian election. All right, here we go. Subjugate Ireland. Yes, let's make it happen. Need to trade for some more steel from Australia. That good, fine Australian steel. India does have nukes, that's true. Norway, man, they're spending a lot of money investing in my country. I love it. Let's take a look at the decisions because I think we have to accept those things. All right, we could probably make Tony Blair retire as leader, but then we could hold new elections. Why don't we do that? Let's hold new elections and see who takes charge. Attack the nationalist idiots. Right now, Labour Party is still the most popular party, which is kind of surprising with the changes I've made. Let's see. Don't risk it. Nuke Berlin and take out Merkel. Whoa, here we go. Inconclusive outcome for Tony Blair. Investment offer from the U.S. and from Japan. All right, we're a month away from being able to subjugate Ireland. They have no Walmarts in Iran, only Target. Yeah, I saw that one online. Somebody posted that. Give up Oh, here we go. Invite the Liberal Party. Conservative Party will try instead. Admit failure for Tony Blair and the Labour Party to form a government. The job will now go to the Conservative Party. All right, we're going to let the Conservatives try to form a government. And they're going to invite the Liberal Democratic Party to join them. The last Irish elections. Welcome aboard the team. Government formed. Here we go. So who is our new leader? William Hague. I'm not familiar with him. No, Gorg, I think he meant like that Iran is a target. No, I'm sure they don't have target stores. What is my favorite Hearts of Iron mod? I would have to probably say right now, I would say that the, what's the name of that one? Führerreich is really good. There's a lot of options there. I like Black Ice for playing the kind of traditional historical World War II. So national debt's up to $1.2 trillion now and climbing. But here comes the first war. We're actually going to invade Ireland before 9/11. Here we go. Oh, it is on now. And what can we do next? We can do the revolt in Quebec. We might as well go ahead and get that started because, hey, this is not going to take long. We're going to annex Ireland. We don't need any allies for that. Here we go. That only did 1% to world tension. Interesting. Won't take long to take Dublin. Looks like they've only got 3 divisions. What's the casualties like? We've lost 19 men. We've inflicted 3,000 casualties. Well then. We just got to take Limerick now. Gobbling up Ireland like a potato. You people are sick. I love it. All right. Take all states. Yes, please. There we go. Ireland was annexed. Wasn't so bad, was it? So now we've got some unassigned divisions here. We got some research to do, and now we got to start thinking about what comes next. It's going to take a long time to research those strategic bombers. We can move these divisions out of here. Well, we'll leave them in Ireland for now. The Orange Men would be happy, yes. They were throwing expired potatoes at my men. Tomas, I am not familiar with that mod. I just recently was playing... they also have a Kaiserreich that's pretty good. I like that one a lot. That's an alternate history where the Central Powers won World War I. Of course, I'm playing Great War right now. Time for Famine 2.0. Yes, now the UK is truly the UK. And we're just a couple of weeks from 9/11. So that's when we'll start to... Oh, world tension did go up to 7% because of the Treaty of Limerick. More world tension from subjugating Ireland than from invading Ireland. What happens with the revolt in Quebec, I wonder? And I wonder if there's anything we can do. I mean, can we send troops? I would guess that we could probably send troops to Canada. Do we have that? Yeah, we do have military access to Canada. It makes sense. So let's go ahead and get some troops sent over here. Cannot transport to a non-naval base location. Okay. Well, then let's transport to a naval base location. Where are the naval bases? Gorgnac, that's exactly why I like this game. Anything where you get to change history is fun for me. Wow, no 9/11 so far. That's interesting. I would guess that has to fire regardless of who the president is. Maybe it's just not happening as quickly. There's a revolt in Quebec. We have been in contact with the Franco-Canadian population of Quebec. The support for independence is now overwhelming, and a militant force is prepared to take up arms. At the same time, we have sowed dissent among Canadian East Coast populations. Our demands to Canada would be simple. Let Quebec be free and retreat from its Anglo-Canadian Atlantic provinces. All right. Canada folds! Unsurprisingly, the Canadian delegations were soon convinced of our overwhelming might and folded to our demands. We got what we wanted. What did we get exactly? Quebec is an independent nation, and the UK gets Newfoundland. Excellent. All right, cool. So now we've got a base from which to start our North American conquests when the times come. So Halifax is a place I would love to visit because that's where. So the Titanic, when it sank in 1912, sank right around in here somewhere, and so all the bodies are actually buried in Halifax, the ones that they recovered. If you want to revolt in Quebec, take away the beer and pot. It's Trudeau. I don't think it's Trudeau yet, but yeah, I see what you're saying. Right now we've got Jean Chrétien, so we've actually got a French Canadian as the Prime Minister of Canada at the moment, so that's kind of cool. Okay, now where do we go? Restore the Cape Colony. Let's go back over here now. And we're going to expand the foreign. Oh, we can't do that until we get political reform. Let's get political reform, then expand the foreign office. Then we're going to look for that. Oh, Sweden leaves the EU. We're going to look to try to make that alliance with Germany if at all possible. Can't really do anything with them right now. Do I have player-led peace conferences on? I didn't do anything to change that. I'm not really sure. Halifax blew up in World War I, yeah. All right, so what else can we do? We're only at 7% world tension, so unfortunately there's not a lot of options. Slobodan Milosevic forms a new government. He was kind of a bad dude. I think he died in prison. Reclaim the 13 colonies should definitely be a thing. I absolutely agree with that. Svexit. This is why I love doing live streams. You guys are hilarious. And what I'll do is, what is this, Monday night? Maybe we'll try to schedule part 2 of this for next Monday night. Maybe try to do it a little earlier, like 6:30 or so. And we'll just do like maybe an hour and a half each week until we've kind of played this out. Because obviously I'm not going to get through all I want to do tonight in one live stream. But I will just pay attention on my channel. If you haven't already subscribed, go ahead and do that and hit the notifications. I will schedule the live stream for this, for part 2 of this, at least a couple of days in advance, so that you know when it's coming and you can kind of pick up where you left off. And if you miss it, all of these are kind of using the DVR function, which means they will go live as a video on my channel. Regardless of whether or not you're here live, you can still watch them later. Mali declared war on Mali. So we've got ourselves a little civil war down here in Africa. There is 9/11, only in this case it's 11/11. Oh, interesting. Diplomatic response. We stand with America no matter what. Condemn the attacks but don't make promises. And this is what happens when you interfere with other countries. No, I don't think we'll do that. We'll stand with America because that probably gets us more likely to have an opportunity to get involved in wars. There's a sub mod for Millennium Dawn where you get a 100-plus-year-old Hitler. He'd be a lot more than 100 plus. He was born in, what, 1890? So the war on terror is coming. So, yeah, I guess he'd be, what, 110? You know, that's kind of the freaky thing if you think about it. I mean, in theory, he could have lived that long and been that kind of an old man. I mean, in other circumstances, obviously. Of course, with the health that he had, that never would have happened. All right, there's political reform. So all of this tonight is really just setting the stage for my eventual world domination down the road. Now we can expand the foreign office. Yeah, he'd be 111 at this point in the game. Oh, 1889, you're right. I knew it was around 1890. I knew it was April 20th. Unfortunately, that's a date that we're all too familiar with in the organization that I work for. Those of you not familiar with me or my channel, I am a speaker for schools. I work for an organization called Rachel's Challenge. So I actually represent the family of the first victim of the Columbine shooting in 1999. And that happened on April 20th, 1999. It was chosen because it was Hitler's birthday that my friend's daughter was murdered that day. Hey, Flamingos, enjoy, have fun. Kyle, you mentioned the thing about Hitler living in Argentina. The current Russian leader here is Vladimir Putin. You know what? I am not one who typically gives any credence to conspiracy theories, but I think there's some really solid evidence that Hitler did live in Argentina. I think I could be convinced of that. All right, we are maxed out now with our political power at 2000. So let's see what other changes we can make with that. It's 2002 now. Let's see. Oh, we can change our leader. We could retire William Hague. I wonder who the replacement would be. Let's see. Oh, do we have Boris Johnson now? Shut the front door. We have Boris Johnson. Oh man, too bad there's no picture of him. That would be epic if we had the picture of the British Trump there. Okay. We're at stable growth right now. I'd love to change the corruption if I can, but I can't. We're going to change welfare state to basic pensions. We're going to start kind of scaling back the financial a little bit here. We're going to raise military spending to sizable military spending. How about a mixed economy instead of a consumption economy? And mandatory service, so we can really ramp up the military now. James, hey, what's up, man? Better late than never. I'm going to be playing for a little bit yet. This is going to be kind of a multi-week live stream. I'm obviously not going to get to many of my objectives tonight. I am the UK. We're eventually going to do world domination. We've conquered Ireland so far, but that's about all I can do with the world tension where it is. But eventually the world will blow up and we will get lots of countries gobbled up. It just probably won't happen tonight. James is a member. He's our very first member. He was the one who asked me, one of the first ones who asked me to create the membership option on the channel. So he's got the little kind of HG thing next to his name there. I have not seen Iron Skies. I'm going to have to check that out. So we're at about 1.3 billion in debt now. We're working on expanding the Foreign Office for Boris Johnson's administration here. Let's see, what are we at? We're at, it's about 8:04. We'll probably go another 20 minutes or so with this. Nazis on the Moon, interesting. What's the one on Amazon? That's pretty good. Man in the High Castle. That's a pretty good series if you like alternate history. Oh, there's your little, James has the John Paul Jones going here. Hey, Flamingos, good luck with that. So world tension's dying down now because nothing has really happened. I wonder if the U.S. is doing anything in Afghanistan yet. Yeah, it looks like they are. The Northern Alliance versus the Taliban, basically. War is coming. Bill Clinton announces enduring freedom. Yeah, Bill Clinton got elected to a third term, for those of you just joining us. U.S. requests help with the Taliban. Yeah, we'll send soldiers to fight. Meanwhile, over here, we're going for Britain first because we want to get that British alliance. The Cid, how do you like it so far? I've played a few times. I've never played as the UK. This is my first time doing that. Oh, you're playing US? My most recent play was actually as the US. Wish I could ramp up the world tension a little faster. I guess we should probably send some troops. I don't know how we're going to get troops to Afghanistan. Nah, not going to happen unless we got Pakistan or somebody to allow our troops to go through. I don't think that's happening. Nope. Downfall wasn't. Yeah, I should make friends with Turkey. Well, I should be friends with Turkey. Isn't Turkey's in NATO, and I could probably do a pair drop or something, but I'm not going to worry about it too much. The guy that played Hitler in Downfall. What time is this? This is 2002. I'm actually building a carrier at the moment. Where is that? I think it's 2000. It's CV 2005 right here. I don't know what it's going to be called when it finishes, but it's actually going to be finished at the end of July. We're also pumping out nuclear submarines. Let's do this. That'll get that done a little sooner. We're way behind on being able to build that. What about new choppers? No. Get max speed on our planes. Yeah, the guy who played Hitler, he also, if I remember right, played. He had an important role in the movie Luther about Martin Luther. I'm assuming that guy must have been German in real life. Well, remember, if Hitler did live in Argentina, I mean, it was into the 60s before they found Adolf Eichmann. So certainly conceivable that Hitler could have gone there as well. Retake the Suez. Nice. Denmark, yeah. As soon as we can get, there's world tension, 16%. We got 10.7% because of Operation Enduring Freedom. So Britain stands on its own. Prime Minister Boris Johnson lashed out at both the European Union and the Commonwealth of Nations today. They hold Britain back. They are corrupt and foolish. Boy, this actually doesn't seem all that far-fetched, does it? As the statement went. Some journalists have viewed this as a misstep of a potentially drunk politician, and others see this as the beginning of a new era. All right, so we've actually got world tension up a little higher now. If we actually make a change to... I think there's a change we can make that we can declare war at 15%. I'm just trying to remember where that was. But first and foremost, we want to be able to create the Anglo-Saxon alliance. Oh yeah, the identity theft movie with Liam Neeson, yeah. The Luftwaffe. Okay, so once we create this British alliance, I'm going to go ahead while we're waiting and see if I can find... Oh, we've got new elections coming. See if I can find where that was that I can make that change. It might have been one of these. Oh, we can't have both of these. Boy. Investment offer, yeah, sure, why not? Brexit incoming, yes. It's true what they say, Boris Johnson is really the best. Yeah, we'll keep Boris Johnson for now. Where are we at? We're at 49% for the Labour Party, 41% for the Conservative Party. But they have that coalition with the Liberal Democrats, which gets them just ahead of the Labour Party. How are we coming on our... Oh, let's do this. We got to approve all the investment that's happening in our country. We can't leave NATO. We can change the flag. We can't leave the European Union. We have to change our outlook. That's it. Okay. Where is that? I don't know if that's something we can change on our own. Or if it has to be changed through decisions. Watch out for September 2002. I was married in September 2002. That's crazy. September 7th is my anniversary. Oh, we need free. We have free dockyards. Oh, we finished our aircraft carrier. Okay, cool. How about... That's a frigate. Okay, let's get a few of those going. All right, we're 15 days from being able to create the Anglo-Saxon alliance. It's happening over in Afghanistan. Things are going a little better. We're at 17% now. Peace treaty in Mali. Am I a youngin? I'm 42. I mean, I guess depends on your perspective on how young that makes me. National debt's up to 1.4 billion. All right, here it comes. The British alliance. So who can be in such an alliance is the question. Anglo-Saxon alliance, United Kingdom is the leader. We have a Western outlook. That's what we need to change, and I'm not entirely sure how we go about changing that. Can we invite people to our alliance? Probably not people that are already in alliances. I'd love to be able to invite people to my alliance, though. I'm sure that'll come. Okay, so where can we go? I mean, we're running out of things that we can do at the moment. There's the Brexit referendum, which we can't choose because we went down this path over here. Restore the Cape Colony. Britain reaches for South Africa. Do I have the new carrier? Yeah, let's see where it is. Oh, we've got our autosave going here. All right, let's find it. I don't know where it chose to put that, but let's see. We got an HMS Invincible. I don't think that's it. Then again, it might be. It might be the newest technology I have. Let's take a look real quick. Now we've got CV 2005. It doesn't say what the technology type is. Queen Elizabeth, is that it? That's probably it, isn't it? Yep, that's it. It's the HMS Queen Elizabeth. Happy birthday, James. Yes, I am still married, Gorgnak. It'll be 18 years this year. We've got 3 kids. We've got one in high school, one in middle school, one in elementary school. So Restore Cape Colony is going to give me a puppet focus war against South Africa. The tricky part, of course, will be getting my troops there. So let's go ahead and take a look at how one goes about. I don't know that 15 divisions are going to be enough for that. All right, Sir Stuart Peach. Let's see. I'm trying to remember how to do this now. Naval invasion order. I'm going to start from Plymouth. How far can we go is the question. Do I have coastal forts in the channel? I don't think so, but I'll check. All right, let's see. We're going to try to land near Cape Town because we're going to need that port. All right, so that's the plan. Obviously, I think we're going to need some kind of naval superiority between here and there to make that happen. I'm not entirely sure how that'll work. Yeah, and you know, in Millennium Dawn, I can't remember exactly how it works. We're going to have to figure that out. I don't have the Man the Guns DLC on here. Let's take a look at, I don't think there are coastal forts here on the channel. No. Watch out for the old boars. Yeah, this is not the UK's first rodeo in South Africa, that's for sure. So we'll go ahead and at least see what happens with this, see if we can take South Africa, and that'll probably be a good place to stop for tonight. I do have an Xbox One. I just don't get much of a chance to play it because I have 2 sons that do most of that. All right, they're lined up and ready to go here. I don't know if 15 divisions is going to be enough. We're not even taking 15, I don't think. What do we got? We still have 17 days to go. That'll ramp up world tension a little bit, I would think. Need to get more people involved in the Anglo-Saxon alliance. I also want to see what I can do to start changing the political makeup of things here. I know in the other games you could do that by hiring certain ministers and things like that. You can't do that here. World of Warships. I've played a little bit. Not a whole lot, though. Been having too much fun with Ultimate Admiral Dreadnoughts. All right, here we go. Britain reaches for South Africa. South Africa is rightfully part of the United Kingdom, always has been, always will be. We have to reclaim the Cape Colony for the British people. That becomes then a staging point for invasions into southern Africa, and there's probably some good resources there. So here we go. So shall it be. All right. Let's take a look at this. I really don't want to puppet them, though. I think I just want to take them. I could have called my allies. That certainly would have ratcheted up world tension. Oh, we've got some Lend-Leases coming from France, the Netherlands, Indonesia, Italy. Interesting. All right. Can we launch this invasion? Let's see if it's happening or if I've got to do something. What's this? The U.S. is going to send 2 divisions to help. That is awesome. All right. Looks like our invasion is not yet happening. Central Bank of the UK warns of a possible housing bubble. Not enough of that nonsense. Okay. What do we need to do for this? We lack sufficient intel to dare sending. Okay, so what we've got to do is we've got to start sending out our fleets to patrol these waters. And we'll have to see if we get enough from doing that. Of course, he's ready for me now. It's a lot of area that we've got to patrol. A lot of Lend-Leases happening right now. The Graf Zeppelin. All right, so we've got a little bit going for us here. We got a long way to go to be able to make this happen. We got to get all these areas green. Let's find some other divisions here. Ah, the American divisions have arrived in London. Battlefield 5. Yeah, you know what? I think I have that. All right, what do we need to do here? We need to figure out the naval situation. Having a little trouble with the Bay of Biscay. That gets us at least that far, but we still have several more areas that we've got to be able to figure out before we can. And I don't know if I have enough of a navy to do this. It's complicated. We're going to have to split these forces. Got to remember how to do that. There we go. Split it in half. Would airplanes... I don't think airplanes will help with that. But splitting the force, you can see that did help. We've got to do that again, probably. I don't even have commanders in most of these places. All right, we've got it that far. That only gets us as far as the Cape Verde Plain. We've still got to get that done. And then we've got to get the Skeleton Coast. And that at least could get us down to where we could land here. I just don't have enough ships is the problem. Do I have islands in the South Atlantic? I do have the Falklands over here. Right here. Not sure how much that would really help, though. I mean, that would shrink the distance I had to travel. All right, we've almost got it. We've just got to get a little more in these two areas, Gulf of Guinea and the African coast. And we'll be there. See, this is the kind of stuff that when I'm not live streaming, normally I would just do off camera, so to speak. All right. Let's see if that helps with the African coast. I can do patrols with fighters, but it won't allow me to. I don't think that'll solve the issue. There we go. Oh, now we don't have it up there. We can split this one in half. Put one of them here. Oh, come on. So close. All right, we're almost there. I'm going to have to get this done here soon because I have to give my youngest son a bath. What's the current relations with Portugal? I think they're pretty good, but I don't think they're anything that's going to help me any great deal. Oh, here comes my invasion is happening. Or no, I thought it was. That was just my ships. I got all excited for no reason. We've got that. We just need these two right here. I just don't think I have enough ships without having to go in and make some changes to things. So, yeah, I might have to just do a normal transfer of my troops over to the Falklands. Let's see if that's even a possibility here. That may be the way to do this. In fact, let's take this army here. Oh, we've got to get them in the right place first, so let's try these ones. There we go. We'll get them moved there, and then we'll make the invasion happen from there. That makes sense. There's less ground to cover. Less water to cover, we should say. All right, so now we change this. Solomon Islands ask for a debt bailout. No, I'm good. I got my own debt to worry about. So we're going to go ahead and stop it right there, and that'll give me a chance off camera to kind of reorganize my forces, prepare for the invasion. And when we come back next week to continue this live stream, we'll get the invasion of South Africa going. Once I take South Africa, that should ratchet world tension up sufficiently to start letting the dominoes fall for us to be able to take other countries. But we'll see. I'm going to go ahead and stop right there. Let me know your thoughts. Use the comment section below if you're watching this after the live stream is over. I will go ahead and schedule this a couple of days out so you guys all have plenty of notice that it's coming. And thanks a lot for sticking around for this, guys. I really enjoyed it. Hope you did too. We'll see you again soon.